Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk about the canes I've made, and pretty straightforward. I think other metal people would like to make some themselves. If you're not making yourself, they're available up on Etsy. So they're all metal with minor exception on the one I'll show you in a little bit. You can see a bunch of them behind me. I've already sold my favorite one and several others that I really liked. And years ago, I did a lot of canes. They were a little funkier, but I hadn't done them for a while, but been back to making them. So anyway, so let me start with the one that I tend to use the most when I'm out walking in the woods. Hard to see the whole thing here, but this one attempting to look like there's a creature. This one's pretty straightforward. This is an old Hames, part of it from a Hames. This is silicone bronze, intentionally made to look textured. Got a couple ball bearings for eyes, some attempts at teeth, and then this is just a piece of copper tubing. Standard copper tubing. Rubber tips are available at any pharmacy. And this one you can either hold like that or on the top, or different ways of using it. So it's just basically the brass and the copper were welded together using the silicone bronze MIG wire. A lot of sanding and shaping, but then went over it finally to give me this rough texture. All right. So that was a little different than the other ones, but let's take a look at some of these other ones. Here's my favorite fancy one, when I want to get dressed up, headed out, right? So basically we've got an old brass doorknob. The old ones are hard and solid and suitable for this. New ones not so much. Most of the rest of this, it was made from a candlestick. Now I've again attached the copper pipe to it, and in this case, probably can't see it, but this is a combination of soldering, and then there's actually it's welded a bolt in here, and that screws it all together. In this particular case, it's very strong. All these are very strong. I'm nearly 6'3", 225 pounds stepping out of the shower, and I can put my full weight on these, and all of these I've used, tested them out. Quite a different one. Uses a smaller copper tubing, still plenty strong. Now this one, if you can see, that was once an eagle. I cut the wings off and used the wings for one of my airships, and or something else. And I still thought it was a neat shape. It's actually pretty comfortable to grab. Apart from a candlestick, welded on again with the silicone bronze, and the tubing is actually welded and soldered in this case. Plenty strong. You can get tips for the smaller ones as well. I hope everyone's enjoying these talks. I hope to do more of them. I'm having fun making them. All right, so another one, a little different. Copper tubing again. I like the copper. It's strong. I think the weight is good. All these they're not lightweight, but I think they're very good weight. This was some pipe fittings that been sanded down to they don't quite look like pipe fittings anymore. Candle. The copper tubing in this case extends all the way through up to the handle, and here this part was welded on with the silicone bronze again to a smaller Hames. So this one you hold like this. You can put a lot of weight on that. I was out for a walk today. We still have a lot of ice around here. This happens to be the end of February, and we had this ice storm. But I was actually using one of these canes to sort of chop my way through the remaining ice as I walked. Now this one is the only one that's not purely metal. We got the copper. We got this interesting brass piece. I'm not sure what that was. It might have been another candlestick. Candlesticks are great sources of brass. In this case, I have another doorknob. This is ceramic, old ceramic doorknob. Beautiful piece. It's actually attached to the main part of the tubing, and then this part is slid on, welded on here with the silicone bronze. Simple but elegant look. You can hold it this way, you can hold it this way. Plenty of strength in the smaller tubing. Now, so we got two more to take a look at here. So both of these are made from parts from acetylene torches. Now, if you've seen my video on the knives, you know that they make great knife handles. And the reason I knew they made great knife handles is I started by making cane handles out of them. So here we have one, left the valves on. So this is the part originally a welder would have held it here, the flame would have been out here somewhere, and left the knobs, just gave it a little fancier look. A doorknob welded on, all welded together here. Same way I would attach the blade for one of the knives or swords. And then this is inserted here. In this case, I think it's soldered on. Plenty strong. This one actually has a nice advantage, a little hard to see, but these things actually provide a way of hanging it, which I find sometimes somewhere you want to lean it against a table. It actually does that very well. The final one I want to show you today is this one right here. And this is the other end of the torch handle, not from the same one, but this is the cutting end. So originally you had a cutting torch here, kept the tubing, which where the acetylene and oxygen would have passed through to the torch. There would have originally been a cutting tip on here. I replaced it with a candlestick, all welded on, welded here to the tubing, and a little funkier, very strong. This is actually an older piece. This one dates back. All these other ones I showed you are quite new. This one's a couple years old. I never thought I'd need to use a cane, but nowadays I find I pretty much have to use one all the time. And originally I just wanted to go for style, but so I think I got the style and the function. So I'm going to post this up on YouTube and on Etsy, on Instagram. The canes are on Etsy, available for sale. But if you'd like to watch it on Instagram, that's great. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on both. Send it to your friends. Share it with everybody. And just to remind everyone, up on Etsy as well are my two novels. And you can get one. Here was the first one and the sequel. The second one here. They're available individually or as a set. They exist in the world of airships. At some point I might try a reading of these. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a good day. Take care.